Well, hi, good morning. It is Monday, July 11th. We're wrapping up to head back to Page here from Yuma. It's been a really super productive week from like July 4th on until last night. One of the things I had to do was organize the layout room, or the casita, we call this. This is the kind of spare bedroom with a bathroom and shower that's off our patio and off our house here in Yuma. And I did it. I mean, organization in this hobby, when you look at some of the stuff laying around, and I just don't have the room nor all of the components to be able to lay everything out, meaning a large workspace or a large workbench. So it's basically what this is a flip up table. You can see that flips up, and it was part of a bedroom when we bought the house. So yes, we're pretty darn excited. BNSF calendar, pretty darn excited. I brought my wife in and I said, you know what, we need to clean this room up and I need to organize it. What can I do? So a couple of visits back, we bought this storage container. You know, it's for yard stuff and whatnot. And that's where all of the scenery material goes. That's where all, the plaster, the smooth it, the hydrocal, all of the scenery materials like the grout, all the ground foams, all the ballast and different sifted dirt. Oh yeah, and super trees peeking out good. So that's real handy. Now this, pretty darn excited about. This storage cabinet really helped out. And yeah, there's still stuff in there that's got moved from one place to another, but I'm getting there. This stuff takes time, especially when you're only working on this once every month or so. So I have a Canon T3i Rebel camera, which is about, I think it's like 10 years old, and I'm having to learn how to operate it again. I've had it, up in a closet for a couple of years because, the cell phone is so much easier. So I kept this container on wheels, or workstation on wheels. This came from a beauty salon. So I keep everything that's, like paint and spray paints, and then I organize, or at least try to organize, more work material. And I got a TV in here. It's cool. I can watch videos of you guys doing the same thing when I'm doing my stuff. Get in there, you son of a gun. And this table I got on the last visit, it's eventually going to become a computer workstation in here for my home studio. All right, so we got some stuff done on the layout. Let's look at that. This, I'm still up in the air with. There's a whole bunch of people, including Alan Scott Montgomery, that talk about different ways to make sage. So on the test dioramas that I made a year ago, I used this, which is shaved floral foam, and it's kind of a turquoise color. It works, but it needs to be painted. I mean, Boomer's right about that, man. You got to paint everything. So it needs some different shadows of green. It doesn't look too bad. And then I came in with more of the polyfiber pulled finely. That was a project that was spray painted black. And then I hit it with a bunch of different kind of ground foams. And it's pretty decent to represent what I call bramble. So I didn't get a chance really to work back here. I got a little more of the sage in over here. I didn't really get a chance to work in the approach to Hemet. I have to disguise stuff like that. Well, that actually looks okay, but right there, that's got to get disguised. And I don't know what's going to go back here. The area was roaming with potato fields. So I don't know if what that's going to be, or orange groves, orange groves would do a great job if I took some of those styrofoam balls, rolled them in, ground foam, and then got small orange beads or specks of orange paint, which I've done before. That might really help to separate that. So I got Florida Avenue in and repainted. I got a little overzealous and sanded. Let me get that cleaning stick out of the way. But it looks okay because I actually sanded down to the top of the terrain through the smooth it. But it gives it kind of a cool effect. So I'm digging that. That looks okay. Patched roads. So this is in the back of State Street. This is State Street. Front's going to go over here where that red line is. The one thing that is a real hassle when you build bench work is to get the sub-road bed to go against the wall and get the backdrop so you don't have gaps. But they're easily filled. I learned that from my friend Louis B. at the Lehigh and Keystone Valley Model Railroad Club. I would watch them use Sculptable to fill all that in, because no matter how hard you plan, you get in there and get going and you're like, gap, except for right here. So the track work in the dirt isn't bad. I've got to get in there and cut those flangeways out and clean the track here. It's been done down on the other end, which I'm going to take you to in a minute. Okay, this is the revised State Street. Doesn't look as aggressive. And these have to get weathered with chalks and more paint. The scraping that I did, I was able to fix that. And also on Florida Avenue, that'll help conceal that rise. All right, so we move on down into Hemet, where the team track is. I was able to extend the Dill lumber spur so it actually goes down to Latham. So I did the same thing in Latham. It's not painted yet, but I was able to bring out the irregularities. So Latham will turn into Front Street. This was a market called Michael's right in here, and it looked like this was just a bunch of parking when you look at older maps of the prototype. I don't know if this is going to be a stand-in, but it's looking pretty good for the feed store. It had a main building, and then it had like a secondary building. And I was able to get in Harvard Avenue, which runs at an angle. And that took some work too to get the flangeways cleared. We start getting into a super reduced compression right here because prototypically this would go like that, but not having the room, of course, selective compression or elective compression. All right, for Hemet Growers Packers, this spur is in. I'm running out of room here, so I don't know how to model it. On the prototype, there's a bunch of eucalyptus trees right here. There's a palm right here. And then it has an office and then the packing and shipping shed. So I'm going to really have to make that super small. I don't want to pull the fascia and have it come out. I've done that before on layouts, and it's a pain. And it doesn't look right. I mean, this right now is, aesthetically pretty nice. So that would disrupt it. All right. Back by popular demand, the LP Denny spur. LP Denny is going to go right in here. Now, technically, I was going to try to get it down here, but again, the switch angles, the curve, and only having 3 feet down there, it was a little difficult to do. So LP Denny is going to go right here. Then there's going to be a fence here. And I probably will cut it short. It's kind of too close to the team track. Now, on the prototype, I think Chad Baker told me it was called Buena Vista. There was a sided, and I don't know what it was, but there was another sided going off like this. I don't know if I'm in a model that I have another turnout left. I might. And this also really wrecks the roads. This was going to be Devonshire, which technically really would have been here. And Oakland was going to be right there. That siding to LP Denny, this is where the Hemet team track started. It ran off of it just after the Oakland Avenue crossing. But the issue was I didn't want to use an Atlas curved turnout because I read horrible things about him. So what we've basically done was brought it forward. I'm lying. I'm a cheat. And what this was going to do is go do this, and LP Denny would have been right back there. Okay, so this is all in. Had a lot of fun doing this, using the tool, the motor tool. It's not a Dremel, it's one of the cheap Harbor Freight ones, but it works great. So what I was able to do was take an X-Acto knife to the Code 55 rail joiners and bend them a little bit. They go in pretty easy. Cut sections of track with the tool, with the cutting tool, and then using the sanding wheel or buffer wheel, I was able to come up underneath and clean the bottom of the track. This was a real pain in the behind right here to get this in. And I wasn't able to make it go straight, which is okay. I mean, you know, I have it going a little bit to the left, as you can see. So this is going to San Jacinto, right there. So Labor Day, we're back again, and there's going to be a whole bunch of things to get done. And there you go. There's our update. This might be the longest video we've ever done on the ATSF, BNSF, San Jacinto district. But thanks for watching.